This podcast is powered by The Plug. The Connect with Graffiti.
With Gabby, Tiff, Vibes in the Park. What's up?
What's going on?
How y'all doing?
We're doing good.
Feeling great.
Yeah.
Experiencing so much this year. It's been such a beautiful turnout. We have so much to come. So
Yeah, very excited to be here.
Yeah, I told myself I'm going to stop saying just how you doing and like really ask like how's your mentals?
Yeah.
That's a good question.
Because it's a lot coming at y'all, you know, we
Yes.
see all that, but how's your mentals? You good?
We're doing good. You know, we started off a team of 3, and it's Tiffany and I now kind of
running
running the
operating.
show.
Word.
We're so thankful for the people that have kind of like championed around us and
For sure.
asked for like, how can we help? Like, what can we do? And I think that has definitely helped alleviate some of the stressors that we have felt
For sure.
through the years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Vibes in the Park. Go ahead and explain what it is, who you are.
Vibes is an authentic way for, like you said, the new Denver to identify that we need to come together and we want to see each other.
Mhm.
But how do we do that if we're not all in the same spaces? Like, we created something different, and it started with friends and family around a time of need.
Yeah.
And it's not foreign to us as people. You know, we kick back at parks. You know,
For sure.
we made up. Denver is known for that. City Park is historically known for
For sure.
Mm-hmm.
us meeting up. So
Yeah. And now we've just brought it back. You know, like in the middle of the pandemic, we were all isolated and at home, and we were really
Mhm.
just really wanting to be around each other. And we
For
felt
sure.
like, why don't we go to the park? And at the time, you know, it was like Allie and myself and Tiff. Like, we have so many different types of friend groups that we like pushed out the flyer, and we were so amazed at the people who showed up for the first one back in 2020.
Yeah.
And now here we are 3 years later, and we've just grown so much. So yeah,
It's like how simple is that though? Like, let's go to the
I
park.
know. Let's go to the
Everybody likes the
park.
park.
it really, you know, what's
Yeah.
crazy is the fact that we had the concept and it developed.
Mhm.
It was the people that came out and said, "Hey, I can make a flyer.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yep.
I could be a photographer.
Right.
Hey," and it
Yeah.
elevated the brand so much
Absolutely.
that when it's being passed around and tagging us helped us so much on Instagram, because then people are like, "I want to go where that's at. Where's that at? Oh, my friends
Yeah.
are there." And that was such a good feeling. So
For
that
sure.
helped.
It
that
built
helped
that
it grow.
buzz.
It did.
Let's rewind a little bit though.
Okay.
How did you two meet each other?
We actually
Do you
met
remember?
at the Boys and Girls Club in Park Hill.
Really?
Yeah.
We were both volunteering.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
So community service.
Yep.
We
Yeah.
was, you know, in
Yep.
Park Hill.
Yep.
That was, yeah.
Wow. How long ago was
That
that?
had to be like 8 or 9 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just been kicking it.
Ever since.
Ever
yeah.
since. Yep.
So it's really rooted in community. Like y'all.
It really
when
is
you-
actually.
Full circle
Yeah.
moment with that.
I like that.
Yeah.
That's wild. Okay, so the concept, like I said, you're kind of curating new Denver, new Black Denver. The city's changed so much, so drastically. And, you know, I do remember going to like Jazz in the Park and things like that. And it always kind of had a certain stigma to that.
Mhm.
So, you know, our generation was like, nah. But
Yeah.
you guys gave us something refreshing. So kind of just how that overall concept afterwards, you seen it was like, okay, this works. Let's make it a thing. But then you
Yeah.
had to turn it into a business.
Yes.
Let's talk
Yeah.
about that side a little bit.
Yeah.
I think our personalities helped. We all had so many different visions on how this can grow.
Yeah.
And then the meetings that we were having,
Yep.
the commitment that we had to it. A lot of this is volunteer. Like, we volunteered
Mhm.
so much of our time. And
Yep.
we often say, like, it's for purpose,
Yeah.
not for popularity. So this is
Yeah.
like something that we're like, all right, what's the purpose around this? And when we saw all the feedback on how good people were feeling,
Mhm.
it just kept like blossoming. We're like, all right, so we
Yep.
need music. At
Yep.
first, everybody brought their own music.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
had this cute little speaker.
Yep.
It was, you know, people was cool with it. Like, everybody was cool with it.
The
But then
range
it was
not
like,
good.
then we're like, okay, there's so many different vibes going on, and we love to see everybody within their own comfort,
Yeah.
because we are so
Mhm.
diverse in the Black culture.
For sure.
That is like, we love seeing everybody pull up, but then we're like, how can we get music involved
Right.
and
Yeah.
everything else? So
We've even made some, we dropped some shirts, and on the back it said like, we're for the culture, not for the clout. Like, we've always
Yeah.
just been for us and making sure that we have like a safe space, like be ourselves and celebrate our Blackness and however that looks, like
Mhm.
the different types of music, the fashion, and just how we present ourselves to one another. And we just
Yeah.
wanted people to feel like wow, this is like a genuine space. Like they really, can I cuss?
Yeah, yeah.
Like they really fuck with us,
Yeah.
you know?
yeah, for
Right.
real. Yeah,
Well,
we do.
if we can, let's be real.
Yeah.
That's funny.
No, that's real though.
Yeah.
And it gives off that energy. It doesn't feel constructed or anything like that
Yeah.
because there's so many different little pop-up things in the
Mhm.
city, and you like, who's doing that? But you know what I mean?
Right, right.
But now you see like Vibes in the Park, and I'm like, damn, all my people be at Vibes up in the park. You know what I mean? Like that made me
Yeah.
want to go, and then I'm sharing it, and people come from
Yeah.
out of town like, yo, what is there to do in Denver?
Love
you know,
that.
like we have our brunches and all that, but I'm like, yo, if you want
Mhm.
to go outside, it's Vibes in the Park
Yeah.
this weekend.
Yeah.
So it's just one of those, you know, naturally organic things.
Mhm.
I
But
think
the-
something special though.
what's
Sorry
that?
to cut you
No,
off.
go ahead. Do your thing.
Was that at the beginning people didn't know who was curating it.
Yeah.
And so that
Yeah.
authentic, let me pull up and see what it feels like
Mhm.
was just genuine.
Mhm.
And then as people started to know it was women led and we were showing our
Yeah.
faces more
Yep.
and stuff like that, I think that's also that mystery to life that
Mhm.
we don't typically get that all the time.
Yeah.
Like if a flyer is posted, you know, like you said, who's throwing all this stuff, but this was like nobody really knew at the beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
liked it that way at first. We're
Yeah.
like,
I
we
was
don't
gonna
want
ask that.
Yeah, we
anybody to
did, we
know
did.
who we are.
Yeah. Damn, I just
Yeah.
blew up y'all spot for those that didn't know. But-
We here now.
Yeah, people know now.
Yeah, but that is a good way to maneuver though.
Mhm.
Especially kind of like in a city that's very popularity driven. Like I
Yeah.
said, we do an event called the Iron Branch. People know now, so
Yep.
I'll say it. But that was the model behind it. We're like, we're not going to push it as a certain promoter, a certain DJ. Like if you like
Mhm.
R&B music and you like brunch, you'll come to the
Yeah.
Iron Branch, and that's how
Yep.
it developed. And then people start putting two and two together, like, oh, that's you and Crystal, and that's
Gotcha.
kind of what's happening
Yeah.
with Vibes. But I do see you guys stepping out a little bit more to be like, this is
We are.
us.
Yeah. Slowly
Even
but
the page,
surely.
we devote the page to everybody who's involved.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You rarely see us like
Mhm.
blasted on the page. It's
Yep.
really for y'all. It's for
Yeah.
everybody. So
For sure. So the wellness, let's talk about that.
You know, obviously we love being in the park and having a good time, but we also are very passionate about our wellness. Like
Mhm.
Tiffany and I were both in the wellness realm. Tiffany is a esthetician; she can speak to that.
yeah.
And I do holistic health coaching.
For
And
sure.
so we just are really big on mental health and eating well and how that kind of translates into our bodies and just making sure that people know that we see them
Yeah.
and not just the turn up side. Like how is, like, just like you said, like how's your mental?
Mhm.
Like that's
Yeah.
not something that we ask as often as we should, and we just want to make sure people know, like like I said earlier, like we see you, want to make sure that you're feeling good, you're eating
Mhm.
good, and you have the resources in the community to do so.
Right.
And
for
mental
sure.
health
Yeah.
looks different to everybody. Like
Right.
coming to the park may just be what somebody needs. Like
For sure.
I saw somebody that gave me a hug today and I needed that hug.
Yep.
Yeah.
I got to laugh with some friends.
Yeah.
I was inspired by style.
Yeah.
I danced. And so even though our brand is the park, moving into spaces and we're hoping to activate more spaces throughout the year,
Yeah.
pulling you guys into a wellness day is so essential for us to kind of keep in touch and
Yeah.
have those one-on-ones.
Yeah. So yeah, we're really excited about it. We got a grant
Nice.
from the city. So
You
yeah.
go.
We
And-
love those grants.
And I was
Yeah.
going to say
Help
that
us.
too. People don't realize that
Yes.
when you're actually
Yeah.
doing the work and it's for a purpose and it's
Yeah.
like you don't have to. A lot of stuff gets diluted because you're trying to get the bag, or you know what I mean. And it's
Yeah,
like, oh, how I'm gonna do
right.
this, or I'm trying to flip this. Could easily just be charging people $50 a ticket to get the Vibes in the park.
It's
but
about the purpose.
Yeah.
though,
it's
you know?
about the purpose, and when
Yeah.
people see that those grants they come in, I'll be trying to give people game on
Mhm.
that. But
Good.
It's important that we're all sharing information because how
Yeah.
else do you know?
absolutely.
So
No gatekeeping.
So you talked about the fall and the winter. I want to get into that. Can we expect maybe some other stuff throughout the year when you're out of the park?
So we are part of Eventbrite Collective. It's called
Mhm.
Reconvene Sessions.
Mm.
So
Nice.
we get to join in on business talks and we have mentorship there. And so they are fostering something for us that we didn't even
Mhm.
really know it was accessible to us. So
Yeah.
shout out to Eventbrite.
Yes,
That's
thank you so
dope.
much.
It is
We've
dope.
learned so much, and it's. I think we've been in. It's like 6 months. It's like a 6-month
Yeah.
program. So many resources. We've learned so much through that programming
Networking,
so far.
connections.
Yeah. Yep.
And then another partnership, Live Nation,
Mhm.
and
The giveaways.
giveaways.
Yeah, for
and
concerts.
So it's been fun. I mean,
Yeah.
seasons do change
Yeah.
what Vibes is, but sometimes that's planning season. sometimes it's
sure.
really just
That's true.
getting everything down, because we do
Yep.
have some partnerships that are going to happen next summer.
Yeah.
And it takes a lot of time to plan that. So.
Absolutely.
I love
Yeah.
it. I
Yeah.
love it. Go ahead and plug. How can people find you? How can they follow you?
Yeah.
Any of that.
Go, girl, what you got? What you got?
Yeah, so Vibes in the Park is our Instagram, vibes_ in the park. And then, like I said, in the top in our bio area, you can find our link tree where you can find more resources, our way to donate to us as well. Our email address is in there. The wellness event is in there.
Cool.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I do want to give some shout outs.
Please do.
Yeah.
Okay, so these are the people that have really been helping us out this year. It'd be Ruby, Aspen, Karina, Shakira, Chloe, and Fatima.
S. Monet.
Yes.
Check her out. She does all of our flyers, all of our she's our creative director.
Salute to the creatives.
Yes, salute to the creatives. Yeah, that was thanks for doing
Yes.
that.
And then just behind the scenes, we do
Yeah.
have a lot of people that sophisticate our brand
Yeah.
by
Mhm.
watching how we operate. And then they come through and they say, what about this? Have you guys thought about this? And sometimes we haven't, and sometimes we have. We just couldn't get to
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
because we both have our jobs and everything like
Right.
that. So we're just like, thank you for assisting in that way, because we do want to grow. So
For
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah,
It's
that's dope.
essential.
Well,
Yeah.
use me as a resource.
We
I'm
will.
open. I'm open
Yeah.
however you can. Let's connect after this
I
and
love
figure
that.
something
You.
out.
okay, this is the last thing. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
No,
You
you
got us
good.
to
Do your
open up
thing.
now. The circle at Vibes, in which that everybody kind of gathers in and dances, has been such a healing space for everybody. And I just want to let y'all know, we love when you come in that circle and you express who you are, whether you're
Mhm.
dancing. I think that circle has really cultivated peace
Yep.
and love and harmony.
What y'all are
That's-
doing is dope. You building a dope energy. You're literally building a community around what you're doing.
Thank
We
you.
appreciate it. Vibes in the park.
Yes, thank you
Hey,
for having
don't
us.
forget it.